What's good, R&B squad? This is Out of Ruth. I trust that this message meets you guys in good spirits. If you're new to this family, we don't believe that you're here by accident. Welcome. We're happy to have you. And Jesus is, of course, always happier. The word I have today comes from a couple things that the Lord showed me in the spirit and some things He told me about as well. And as you listen, you'll know which of these messages is for you or if all of them are relatable. As per usual, eat the meat, spit out the bone, take what's for you, and leave the rest. The first message comes from a dream that I had. I saw this woman, and she was looking at this photograph, and in the photograph, there were these two other women. When she turned the photograph over, she saw the words witches on the back of the photograph. It was just scrawled on there on the back, and that was it, and I came away from the dream. So for someone, there are two people in your life, and for some of you, it's more than two people. And God has been warning you about these people. You've had a gut feeling that these people are not who they pretend to be. Or you've had a feeling that these people do not mean well, that they mean you harm. And that has been God warning you. That wasn't just your gut. That was God warning you all along. These people, one, they don't mean well, and two, they're involved in the occult. So steer clear of these people, and now you know how to pray as well. Now you know how to pray to protect and defend yourself from these individuals. So that was one message. For the other message, there is somebody who's worried about their bills and their taxes and trying to sort everything out, trying to adult more or less. So you could be a young adult, or you could be someone who's a little bit older, or you could be somewhere in between and you are currently just worried about your financial situation. You have bills, you have responsibilities, you're worried about tax season when it comes up. You're just extremely worried at all times about your finances. And the Lord is saying, do not worry, because He knew even before any of your responsibilities came into being that you would have them. And so He intends to provide for them. And He led me to a couple scriptures to point this out. First of all, He led me to Matthew chapter 12, verses 14 to 17. They came and said to him, Teacher, we know that you are truthful and have no personal bias toward anyone, for you are not influenced by outward appearances or social status, but in truth you teach the way of God. Is it lawful, according to Jewish law and tradition, to pay the poll tax to Caesar or not? Should we pay the tax or should we not pay it? But knowing their hypocrisy, he asked them, Why are you testing me? Bring me a coin to look at. So they brought one. Then he asked them, Whose image and inscription is this? They said to him, Caesar's. Jesus said to them, Pay to Caesar the things that are Caesar's, and to God the things that are God's. And they were greatly amazed by him. And I need you to pay attention to the part that says, Pay to Caesar the things that are Caesar's, and to God the things that are God's. And then he led me to another scripture. He led me to Matthew chapter 17, verses 24 to 27. And it reads, When they arrived in Capernaum, the collectors of the temple tax went up to Peter and said, Does your teacher pay the temple tax? Peter answered, Yes. And when he came home, Jesus spoke to him first, saying, What do you think, Simon? From whom do earthly rulers collect duties or taxes, from their sons or from strangers? When Peter said, From strangers, Jesus said to him, Then the sons are exempt. However, so that we do not offend them, go to the sea and throw in a hook and take the first fish that comes up. And when you open its mouth, you will find a coin. Take it and give it to them to pay the temple tax for you and for me. So for someone, you who are worried about your bills and your taxes, just know that God is going to provide for you. He's going to take care of your financial responsibilities for you. He's going to make you able to pay those bills. He's going to make you able to pay those taxes. And you're still going to have enough left over. In addition to that, render to Caesar what is Caesar's and give to God what is God's. Do not forget to pay your tithes and your offerings. For some of you, you may not necessarily have a home church right now. You may be in transition, so you don't have a home church. You may be transitioning from one place to the other. And even if you are in this situation, there are still avenues through which you can pay your tithes. There are still avenues through which you can make offerings. But don't neglect the tithe. Don't neglect the offering, because it is in doing this that you will end up having a double portion blessing. So I hope that this message reaches the right ears. I love you guys. I will be back with another word as soon as the Lord releases me. Take care.